All right, so today's chat, I'm going to talk about the other professionals. So I'm going to, I guess, back up what I was talking about on Instagram the other day. Now, this come around, there's been a couple of clients this week that have reached out. So please, if you're watching this, guys, don't think this is at you or about you. It's happened a lot over the last couple of months. You guys were just the catalyst for me to say, you know what, I'm going to do a video on it because it's been happening a fair bit. And I think a lot of people are going to get benefit out of what I'm going to talk about because of how many people have come to. So it's not at you. You know, we have honest conversation, which is great. This is more about the broader picture. So people get scared by the media, by brokers, mortgage brokers. Now, let me preface by saying there are some. I'm going to talk about accountants and mortgage brokers in particular in this video. There are some brilliant accountants and brilliant mortgage brokers, most of which we use. This is just generalizing. Just like I generalized that the financial planning industry is pretty fucking average, but there are some great ones of them as well, myself included. I hope so, anyway. But, for some great mortgage brokers, you're looking at Anthony Hobson from the Urban Broker and Steve Menzies, who we use. There's a few others out there as well, but they're the main two that I can recommend. And then accountants, we've got our partnership with Carter's Tax Advisory, and there's lots of other good accountants out there as well. But the idea of why I'm generalizing, there's a lot less good brokers and accountants than there is good, right? So we need to understand what the difference is. Now, first, let's start with mortgage brokers, right? When you let yourself being influenced by a mortgage broker, just remember what their purpose is. Yeah. Their purpose is to get you a loan. That's it. Right now, the greatest mortgage brokers, i.e. Anthony Hobson, will have strategy. They will have an understanding of economics and finance and understand strategy and be able to recommend whether it's even the right decision for you to get a loan or not, and whether or not it's the right decision for you to get X amount or at the right time, whatever. Okay. But 99% of lenders or of mortgage brokers, they've been drilled into them that the way they succeed is by getting you a loan. Getting you a loan. That is their objective. Ideally, a consumer would have other professionals in place, such as myself, a financial advisor, that would filter the process so by the people only go to a mortgage broker when they are ready for a loan and the amount they're asking for is the right amount. Therefore, the broker's job is very simple, and that is their job, is to get the loan. Unfortunately, because it's a direct-to-consumer market, most people who go to a broker probably shouldn't get a loan in the first place, but the broker's job is to still get them a loan. They're not going to turn away business, right? So you got to understand that. Secondarily to that, you got to understand that their big picture on your success isn't the same as what yours is. It's not about goals and stuff. Again, it is just about getting the loan at the lowest rate for the right outcome, right? So lowest rate for the best product. That is a broker's role. That is what determines success. Nothing in there about whether you should or shouldn't have the loan in the first place. So when you're hearing bankers and other financial people talk about the same shit the media's talking about, there's two sides to the coin with property at the moment, right? First sign is FOMO of housing prices. The housing prices are rising. They're going up. You're going to miss out quick. You better get a loan now, otherwise you might miss out. And then the second one, and this is in particular, very particular to mortgage brokers, their current marketing strategy, interest rates are going up. You better get a loan now. Now put the two and two together here. Think about it economically. Rising interest rates, now it doesn't always mean this, but rising interest rates is generally going to see lower housing prices, or is going to steady the flow on housing prices because the cost of money is getting more expensive, and therefore it's going to be harder for the majority of the population to service the same amount of debt, right? Therefore, somebody who could afford $1 million before may now only be able to afford $800,000, making $1 million house for the same demographic only going to be worth $800,000 because you're selling to the same people, right? So if you've got a mortgage broker or a banker or whatever, and they're pushing you on, their two marketing strategies are house prices are going up, better get a loan. Now all of a sudden they're saying interest rates are going up, you better get a loan. Think about it, right? There's two contradictory marketing strategies. Two contradictory arguments there, but you're still listening to them like it's gospel They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just trying to get your money into their pocket. That's it, right? Now, in my post, I said, because the majority of people that have been coming to me with this are fitness professionals at the moment, which is great. And I always say it's very, very weird to me how many fitness professionals, how similar fitness or health and money is, but both get it wrong. You know, a lot of finance professionals are terrible at health, and a lot of health professionals are terrible at finance. The process and the principles and the systems are very similar, just with different inputs, right? It's crazy that we don't realize that. And I think you got to understand, right? If you're a fitness professional and you're going around and you get up people for doing fad diets, you know, jumping on the shake diet, jumping on keto, trying to lose fat in a certain place, do all this stuff, right? You know, you can't spot reduce fat, and I just want to I want to tone up, or, you know, all these comments, this general populist commentary that you get on top of people about all the time, yet you do it in the finance world. As soon as it comes to your money, you're doing it. You're like, oh, how can I get rich quick? How can I get a big return? That's spot reducing, right? What stock can I buy? Spot reducing, right? All this shit, right? How can I get a massive return? How can I get a massive return without having to put too much money in? That's your classic calorie debate. Yeah? It's your classic calorie debate. Putting more money in is eating less calories, or expending more calories than you eat and getting a steady return. That is the same conversation. But you're out here trying to think it's any different. It's not. It's not different. So how can you get on top of people and be talking down to people, or educating people even on being so retarded with fitness stuff when you can't even apply the exact same principles to your money? You don't know what you don't know, right? You gotta wake up to yourself. You gotta think about that. On top of that, you if somebody came to you, right? And this can go for heaps of, like, doctors, everything. How many doctors get the shits when you say, oh, my friend, or Google told me, whatever? Same thing. You get the shits if somebody came to you, you're their program, right? You write their program. If someone came to you and said, hey, bro, the guy at the sup store told me I should train this. Now, I will preface with some people at the sup store are phenomenal coaches all around, but majority of them are just 16-year-olds with a part-time job thinking that pro is the best thing since sliced bread, right? Or BCAs. So they come to you when they say that. They say, hey, guy from the sup store reckons I should train this. How are you going to feel about that? That guy's in nutrition. He's in the health industry. Why shouldn't he be able to tell him? He doesn't fucking know, right? That's not his part. That's not his lane. He's a sup dude. He's selling sups. That's what he's doing. He's not out here with the expertise and the experience of training and how the body works and recovery and this person in particular's goals the way you are. So you're going to get the shits. So when you come to me and tell me that your accountant told you this, or your mortgage broker told you this, etc., it's the same thing. You think they're in finance, you know, so they're in health, right? Your fat nutritionist that's been doing it for 50 years and just does a job, they're in health. You're going to listen to them? Of course you're not. Right? It's the same thing. Right? These guys, these people, your accountants, your mortgage brokers, let's talk about the mortgage broker. Talk about that. That's what their role is. So what's the accountant's role? The accountant's role is essentially a transaction strategy as well. It's about asset protection and efficiency. It's not about achieving your goals, right? It's not about goals. It's about paying the less tax and being protected. That is the majority of an accountant's role. Again, the financial planner, is the main strategist in your relationship, figuring out how everything intertwines. The mortgage broker and the accountant are generally looking at a one-dimensional thing. They're not looking holistically. It's just tax and effectiveness, or making more money, right? That's what it is. It's not about how does that achieve your goals. Mortgage broker, need to get your loan lowest rate. Not about how does that achieve your goals. Financial planner in that relationship is the only one that really looks at the strategy holistically. And you've got to understand that. So if you're in an industry where you can have 10 people in the same industry doing different things, and you get the shits when they want to put their 2 cents worth in on your thing because they don't do it, but it's the same thing. Stop telling people that your accountant's looking after you, or your mortgage broker's looking after you. You're getting advice from these people because it's not the same. It's not the same as financial planning. They're different roles, right? Anyway, my big thing on this is 2 things. Firstly, think about the thing that you're hearing, right? if you get contradictory advice, i.e., house prices are continuing to go up, you're missing out, or interest rate prices are going up, you're going to miss out. Fucking hell, there's two opposite ends of the stick marketing the same thing. Doesn't make sense. And secondly, make sure you're not letting people outside of the lane tell you what's going on, right? Any investment strategy, any financial advice that doesn't align with what you want to achieve in your life is a fad. It's a get rich quick. It's a fad. It's not actual advice. The only financial or money advice that matters to you is how do you achieve your goals faster, safer, in a more enjoyable way. That is it. That's all that matters. You can argue whatever you want against me, but you'll be wrong, right? Because that is all that matters. Your goals, the life you want to live in the fastest, safest, most efficient way that you can enjoy the most is all that matters. Anything else is just one-dimensional. Anything else is just transactional. And you can hold me to it. It doesn't matter. There's no argument that can beat that. And that's what we do. We sit there and we focus on what do you want to achieve and how do I make that happen as quickly as possible, allowing you to enjoy the process along the way. How do we do that? And very, very few times it's about more money, right? Or lowest interest rates, or getting into the housing market before it goes up too much. That shit's all superfluous. That shit is all one-dimensional stuff that just should add to the process. It shouldn't be the process. All right, that's my video for today. A bit of a rant, but it's all good. Reach out if you need any help with anything.